welcome to the Reknit podcast. We are on episode number 33. Happy New Year. It's 2020. We haven't podcasted for a little while, as per usual.
Well, not usual. It was the end of October last time.
It was, but I don't think it went up until the beginning of December.
Yeah, so it's November, December. It's like been 3 months.
Yeah, so, you know, it's been Christmas and a new year. I am Emily. Hello.
I'm Roz.
She is.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we're here to talk to you about knitting and stuff, I guess.
Have we got an outstanding amount to show you for our 3 months of crafting?
I mean, not hugely.
No.
A bit. I mean, it's been Christmas, so it's been Christmas knitting season.
Yeah.
So most of the stuff that we've made, we don't have anymore because it was Christmas presents, but we have pictures.
Yes.
So they'll be there.
Fun editing for me.
Yeah.
As I try and split the video in exactly the right place.
Well done us for remembering to take pictures of things before we gave them away.
Yes.
I think it's also
Okay, well you took pictures before you gave them away. I made the recipients post for photos.
Yeah, but you were going to be where they were.
Yes, I mean, when you were giving your Christmas presents to people, you were there where they were.
Yeah. We're like, put them on immediately so I can take a photograph, please.
Yeah.
But no, we have pictures. And yeah, so do you want to start?
Do I want to start?
With some whips? You've got more than me.
Yeah.
So.
Hang on, no, you start. I'm doing a tricky thing.
All right. I have 2 works in progress. One is just a pair of socks, which is not very exciting. I'll show it to you if you really want me to, but it's a pair of socks. I think it's Opal wool, I think. Let me have a look. Oh. There we go. It's a sock. It looks like this. And it's covered in hair. Right. That's nice.
It might be hair or it might be my fibre.
Oh yeah,
everything
that's true.
is covered in my fibre.
So this is just a regular top-down sock. I'm working on the foot. I think it's Opal. I don't know if I've got the ball band. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's Opal. There it is. Opal. Oh, da-da-da-da-da.
Sorry, I'm messing up my sock.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called because it's all in German. So it's called something in German. Beautiful World. There you are.
Oh, okay.
It's got a picture of like the Grand Canyon on it or something, which I guess is what this is supposed to be.
Well, it's part of the world.
But,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, so that's just that's a sock. I've done a little bit on it. I did a lot of knitting over Christmas and then I didn't. Oh no, I did. I finished another object with some Christmas knitting stuff. That's why. And then we'll tangle it. Anyway, so there's that. I've done a little bit of work on it, but not a huge amount. I also did a bit of work on my Christmas socks for last year that I've still not finished. But they're not very exciting, so I won't show you those. And the other thing which I've literally just started today is that I'm swatching for a pair of gloves. Where's it gone? There it is. For my brother, for his birthday. So because they're going to be in the round, I'm doing that weird thing where you have like loads of tail bits at the back so that you're not having to purl, you only just knit one way, so it's representative of how you will be knitting when you're knitting in the round. I've only done a diddly bit of it so far, so I'm doing a swatch for those. What's happened there? I was curling up. Doing a swatch for those. This is West Yorkshire Spinners. It's grey. I don't know what the colour is. It's probably just grey.
It might be poppy seed.
Maybe.
Or that might be another. They have a grey called poppy seed. It
It's
might be
grey.
grey.
It's their merino, no, not merino.
BFL.
BFL, that's it. BFL nylon 4-ply sock yarn, kind of, you know, it's grey. And yeah, these are going to be my brother's birthday presents when they are done. They're going to be normal gloves, but my brother has abnormal hands. He has a condition where one of his hands is a lot smaller than the other, and so he can't get gloves that fit because his hands are 2 different sizes. So I am knitting gloves on spec for him to
Wear
see if they fit. Luckily, I'm going to see him before it's his actual birthday. So when we see him at the beginning of February, his birthday's at the end. When we see him then, I'll get him to try on what I've done and make sure that they are fitting. And then when he gets them, I'm not going to like weave the ends in case I need to make the fingers longer or shorter or anything like that. So it's going to be very much a kind of try and see. The pattern that I'm using, I think it's just called like basic sock pattern, not sock, basic glove pattern.
Yeah, he's got really weird hands, their feet.
On Ravelry. and it is literally just a basic glove pattern. I think it's written, I don't know if it's written for the yarn, quite for the yarn that I'm using, but because I have to knit them in 2 different sizes anyway, it kind of doesn't matter. So I'm going to print off 2 copies of the pattern and just scribble all over them, 1 for each hand, because they're 2 different sizes. Yeah, so that's going to be my main project for the next month and a bit until the end of February, will be these gloves, because I'm on a deadline, and also they're going to be something that take a bit of concentration to make, because I've not done gloves before. I've done mitts, but I've not done anything with fingers.
Yeah, but you have got an outline on paper, so you have like the...
I do, I've got an outline on paper, but I mean just the physical having to knit each finger on double points, I've not done that before.
Yeah, it's just like knitting a very, very small sock.
Yeah, exactly. But I've still not done it before.
A lot of times.
So, we shall see. But hopefully they'll be ready, or I can finish them off when he's here at the end of February, and they'll be good to go for him. And that is all I'm currently working on. Are you ready to talk yet?
Yes, I am. Fab. I am knitting a sock, as per usual. It is not my usual sock. It's got a pattern. Oh. And by a pattern, I mean I'm doing a 1 tiny cable over here. It looks kind of...
cabley?
Yeah. But when you stretch it, they become really round. So this yarn is one of my Christmas presents from this one, because she's lovely and buys me yarn for Christmas. Because, yes, it's from a local shop and a local dyer, and it's called Lavender Fields, because of all the purple and the green and like the lavendery colours. And I'm knitting it on 2 1/4 millimeter my Chawu interchangeable needles.
Did you get those last Christmas?
I did. I think they are, yeah, I think they're my favourite way to knit socks now, with the magic loop, because of how flexible this cable is. It's not a pain to shove the needle around the sock or the sock around the needle in the way that other magic loop can be. And yeah, I just started the heel flap here. You can barely see it. It's literally like 3 rows. Yeah, so that is something I've been knitting off and on since Christmas. Something else I've been knitting, not really very much. It's also a present from Em for Christmas. More sock yarn.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Right. This is what it looks like in the sock so far. This is also West Yorkshire Spinners. This is called Wood Pigeon. And this I'm knitting on a 2 millimeter circular needle. But I didn't cast on the numbers I would need for a 2 millimeter sock, so I'm going to have to rip it out.
Oh.
But I mostly cast this on because we were...
Oh, that was when we went out for lunch and
Yeah.
you didn't have any knitting.
No, so I had to come back here, grab the ball of wool that I had, and borrow some of Emily's needles on a project bag.
Needed emergency knitting.
Yeah.
We were not prepared.
No, we had to wait a while for Emily to get some drugs.
Like legal drugs.
From the
fine.
chemist.
It's from the chemist.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything dodgy.
Yeah. Not like, you know, illegal drugs.
No.
No. Just, yeah, legal drugs. So that is going to be a pair of socks when I've ripped it out and started it again. And then the other thing I am knitting on is my grey cardigan from the book Knit Wear Love by Amy Herzog. This is going to be impossible for you to see.
Do you want to like bring it over this way slightly?
Yeah, but even that, so you still can't get the whole thing in the picture.
It's alright, we'll do like a here's the bottom, here's the top, here's the side.
I have finished one sleeve, which I hadn't when last time I showed it to you, which was a long time ago, because I haven't been knitting on it. But I am now gonna. This is like it's called cable check pattern. I'm gonna have to rip this out because I've realised, because of the way the decreases are on this part of the sleeve, when I bend my elbow here, like this is the part where the shorter bit is. You see what I mean? Because decreasing like makes the fabric a bit shorter.
Yeah.
I'm going to put some short rows in here so that it comes round my elbow.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to try that out on the other sleeve, which I'm also knitting. and then fix it on the other one. So I've had to rip this sleeve out 3 or 4 times because I'm not knitting it the way it's supposed to be knit in the pattern, because last time I knit one of Amy Herzog's jumpers that way, the sleeve ended up not fitting and I ended up having to rip it out and do it again. So I thought I'd do it in the round so I wouldn't have to seam it in, and that way I could try it on as I was knitting it and check there was enough stitches. So hopefully I'm going to knit this sleeve just the once and it'll come out right. But the
they're shorter sleeves as well, aren't they?
no, in the pattern they're short sleeves.
Are they?
Yeah. But yeah, so done a lot of knitting. I've done a lot of knitting on this sleeve that you can't see because I've ripped it out and started it again. And this bit of knitting is going to be gone again. So yeah, that is the knitting that I'm doing.
Cool. All right, I'm going to talk about my finished object then. I wasn't going to, but then you spoke about the Christmas presents I gave you in your works in progress, so I will speak about the one you gave me in my finished objects rather than saving them for Christmas presents at the end.
Okay.
So I had some yarn from Ross. I chose it.
Yeah.
And it was one of, I haven't got the ball band for it, so I don't remember what the make was, but it was one of those big cakes that you get that's a rainbow. You can see that it's like a rainbow as it goes out.
I think it was King Cole.
Oh yeah, I think you're probably right. So I got one of those, double knit, and it kind of has a bit of a mild sort of look to it as well, rather than just being a plain rainbow, and it's completely tangled up with the rest of my knitting. So this has all gone wrong. So I wanted to make it a shawl, and I found a pattern on Ravelry that was quite simple. It required 10mm needles, which are enormous, so it went very, very fast, funnily enough.
Do you want me to hold some of it?
Sure, let's make sure it's the right way around first, that way around. So you start off at this end with a kind of pinky purpley colour, and there's like a lace that you do, and then you pick up the stitches along the side of the lace and start knitting. So it goes along from pinky purpley to sort of red, reddy orange, orange up to yellow, and then you start doing some lace here. And then you keep the same number of stitches, but you do more lace in the middle every time, so the shawl gets wider as you go along. And it was supposed to stop about here, but I wanted to use up the rest of the yarn and get all the colours in, so I did an extra. So you can see by the time it gets here, it's quite wide. But it's a lovely rainbow.
Yields.
So I have a very nice rainbow shawl. It's quite soft and it's 100% polyester. Acrylic, that's what I meant. But I love the colour sort of progression on it, and I like the fact that it's sort of, I don't know if you can see, kind of, that there's like some white colour in there, and like it gives it a sort of mild sort of a look rather than just being a block colour.
That's quite a bit of white in.
You can see that.
Yeah.
So that yarn was my Christmas present from a Rolls. And this was the majority of the Christmas knitting that I did over between Christmas and New Year. And, well, I finished it last week, I think.
Yeah.
At yours, I think, possibly.
Yes.
Yeah. So it didn't take too long. I mean, it was being knit on 10mm needle, so, and that's pretty enormous. Yeah. And it's double knit. So it was, and then there's just a line of lace that goes all the way across the top at the end. I haven't sewn any ends yet. It goes all the way across the top at the end, so that'll be nice. It's quite light and sort of floofy, so it's not a big heavy shawl. My Find Your Fade shawl is quite a thick shawl because it's got no lace or anything in it, but this is nice and light and floofy. So, you know, you can wear it a bit of a lighter shawl. There we go. And that was a pattern on Ravelry. I can't remember the name, but we'll link it in the show notes. So,
okay.
Yeah, it was very nice, and I have a nice rainbow shawl.
Sorry, I'm doing the tricky bit on myself.
The other things that I knit are things that I don't have, but Ross is going to put a picture in now. Okay. Magic.
Picture.
And the picture will be of a pair of mitts and a pair of socks. The mitts, they're both knit with West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. The mitts were for my mum, and the socks are for my dad. The socks are knit out of this year's Christmas colourway, which is Robin, which you might have seen some other people doing on podcasts in various places. Yeah, so I did him some socks out of Robin, and I did mum some mitts because she'd asked for some out of a West Yorkshire Spinners. It's their Colourlab, one of their Colourlab colours, and it's a double knit.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the name of the colour. It's a very nice colour. I liked the mitts so much, I'm going to get some more and make a pair for myself. The sock pattern didn't have a pattern. It just, there's a like a purl stitch every few rounds, like every 4 stitches. You do like a purl stitch every like 4 rounds just to give it a little bit of texture. But there's not really a pattern to it. And then the mitts is another Ravelry pattern, which was pretty easy. Just a really simple. It wasn't a cable. It was like a.
It was a rib, but
it was a rib. Yeah, it was a rib that sort of moves around. It makes sense. It's fine. You'll see. So that was most of what my knitting has been since the last time we podcasted, has been the socks and the mitts, so that they were done for Christmas, and they were, which I am impressed with myself for. So yay me. Actually, the mitts I started like right before Christmas.
Yeah.
But they went really fast. So I was chuffed I managed to do that. So I got both of them done by Christmas. Which is good, right? That's all my finished objects.
Right, I've finished some stuff. Mine is all socks, because I knit me some socks, I knit my parents some socks.
Socks for all.
Yeah.
I've just realised my spinning's over there. I might have to get you to go and get it in a minute. When we
Why do I have to go and get it? I've got a basket on my feet.
Because I can't get round all the thing. I'm going to knock the camera over, that's why.
You're thinking I'm not going to knock the camera over?
You're less likely than me.
I'm a very clumsy person. Right, so this is a pair...
it's a black cat.
Oh, it's coming towards us.
Hello. Hello, black cat. Oh, it's going away. It looks like Billy. Billy is my cat.
Yes.
Moving on.
Yeah, this is a pair of... I've got the other... Oh, there's the other sock. I've got a pair of socks on the sock blockers, but they don't match. I haven't even woven the ends in on this one. This is Sirdar Heart Sole, which is their sock yarn. It's 75% wool, 25% nylon. And this one is called Twist and Shout, because of reasons.
Because it's bright, I guess.
Yeah.
And like,
So I've knit a pair of these.
It almost matches my...
Yeah. I've been knitting these since last September, I know, because I remember knitting on them at a friend's funeral, which was in September. So it's taken me a while, but I had to stop the sock knitting for me to finish socks for other people. So they're not ribbed, but they will be a nice pair of socks when I've woven in the ends of the other one. And then the other pair of socks I finished for me also not ribbed. Where is my ribbon gone?
Looking at me. Hi, cat.
Hello. It's hiding behind the compost bin.
Hello, kitty. You looking at me? Oh, it's run away. Cat saga.
Yeah. This is another one. Not ribbed. Well, it's got ribbing at the top. This is Opal in the ice cream series of colours. Where's the other sock? There is another sock, I promise. It's just right down here. And these are called Mmmh Eis.
I beg your pardon.
Eis is the German for ice cream, I think, or for ice. I forget. It's been a long time since I learned German. And so these are just a kind of bluey, turquoisey colour. They're again just ordinary socks for me. And then the other things that I've knit are a pair of socks for my dad and a pair of socks for my mum. So insert photo here.
Ta-da!
And then this is what I've got left of the yarn. So this is what I knit my dad's out of, which is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, and this is Owl. So it's the colours of an owl. And then my mum's
think West Yorkshire Spinners are going for a theme, considering you're knitting with Wood Pigeon. You did your dad's socks with Owl, and I did my dad's socks with Robin.
Yeah, they've got a whole birds collection.
Yeah. What's going on here?
I don't know.
Okay, that's very odd.
And then, this is like the heels, toes and cuffs of my mum's sock, and then this is what is left of the rest of the sock. Is this tiny little bit.
Did you show the yarn when you got it?
I don't think I did.
No.
But it is called Manos del Uruguay, which means hands of Uruguay, and it is their Alegria, which is I think 25% merino, and it's really soft because we went to the shop and Mum wanted specifically really long, really soft socks because she's all delicate of the leg and needs, you know, very soft wool for her skin. And she felt all the sock wools and was like, this is the softest, this is the one I want. And I think it's like a charitable thing, or like a
it
community project funded something. So it's come from Uruguay and it's hopefully improving women's lives in Uruguay. So yeah, this is all I had left. So they're almost 150 grams. They must be 150 grams, the socks. And this is half of the other ball. So I can knit another pair of socks with another.
But they were very fancy socks.
They were very plain socks, but also.
Well, but they were long, and you had to
knitting.
Take account for a leg.
Yeah, the whole top of the sock was like knitting a hat.
How many stitches round was the top?
132 or 134. It was Also, I think I was poorly when I first started knitting them, and everything felt like.
Yeah. Well, isn't she going to use them for walking socks?
Yes.
That's what she wanted them for.
Yes. I don't know why she's walking so much with her calves. Well, I suppose everybody walks with their calves, but I don't know.
I mean, I find them useful for keeping my feet attached to me.
Yeah, I don't know why she needs such a long sock for
keep her legs warm.
Maybe her walking trousers are very rough or something.
Keep your legs warm when it's chilly.
Yeah. Isn't the walking going to do that?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't walk.
Yeah.
I can barely walk around the house.
Yeah, this is true.
So, I'm not the person to be asking about walking techniques.
Okay, you need to get your spinning, don't you? Do you want to talk about your spinning?
Sure. Well, I'll talk a bit about Hilltop Cloud and the fact that she's coming to Spinning Guild. So, as you may or may not be aware, Ros and I both go to the Avon Guild of Spinners, Weavers and Dyers. And next month, so February, can you get the... Oh, you got the bobbin. You got the bobbin, all right, okay. Next month, we are having Katie from Hilltop Cloud come and do a plying workshop, is it?
Yes.
Plying workshop. And so for that, we need to have 2 singles, or at least 2 singles.
1 singles.
1 singles.
And 2 empty bobbins.
And 2 empty bobbins, yeah, to ply. So this is this is actually Hilltop Cloud colour.
Yes.
Which is Munstead Wood, which we got when we were in her Time Travellers Club. Is it that one? Fibre Club. So I think your phone has done its weird thing where it thinks it's the evening, so it changes the screen colour.
Yeah, I don't think it's recording in this colour.
No, it's not. I can't tell if that's inaccurate, but it probably is. It's like a dark pink with some purple in it.
Yeah.
And I have spun a single. There it is. I'm also spinning another one. So what kind of plying is she doing if we only need 1 single?
Well, we have to spin other things, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
Because she's bringing fibre.
All right.
She's providing fibre.
Right.
And we're providing bobbins to put the fibre on.
Okay. Anyway, there we go. And this is what's left because I'm spinning another bobbin of it. So am I going to have to ply this with something?
Yeah, something else.
Right, okay. I might spin something else for that then in that case because I want to ply this with the other one.
Yeah.
I thought we needed 2 singles, but I was obviously wrong. Anyway, that's the rest of it. So I will spin the rest of that and then I'll find something else to spin as a single. One of my braids up that I've got on the shelf, of which there are many. So yeah, that's that one. That's all my spinning. I haven't really done very much spinning.
Okay. I've spun more Hilltop Cloud things. I've spun this, which is...
It's a bit warm now.
Oh no. Oh. This is called a Thin Blue Line. This was the Time Travelers Club maybe this time last year. This is like merino, and the little blips of colour are sari silk. And I've spun this long draw from the fold. It's a 2-ply, about 200-ish metres. And then I spun this one the same way as well, which is called Charles Rennie Mackintosh. And this is a mixture of merino, no, Corriedale and Shetland. And I think this is probably slightly under 200 metres because it looks a bit thicker. But I'm just guessing.
It looks quite fluffy. Is it fluffy? Oh, it is pretty fluffy.
I wrote down like how many turns of the skein winder thing it was, but I've left the thing at home, so I don't know how many things it was. And then what I have been spinning the last couple of days is Grey Gotland. This is my second bobbin of the Grey Gotland.
Nice.
And then I need to spin another bobbin, and then I can ply them and make a nice 3-ply. This was some fibre that I got at Spinning Guild a long time ago, and it's been sitting around in my stash getting compacted, and it was pretty compacted when I got it, so spinning it is, this is what it looks like compacted. I just sort of tease it apart. Oh, this one's quite rough. But earlier this month at Spinning Guild, we had a workshop on like the drum carder and things you can do with the drum carder. And one of the things you can do with the drum carder is recondition compacted tops. So I started doing that with this. And I don't know whether it's this Gotland or all Gotland or I don't have a drum carder, but I'm currently looking after the Guild drum carder. And look, it becomes draftable again. It's really silky for a wool, and it's not sort of sitting happily on the big drum of the drum carder. I think maybe if you have one of those kind of drum carders that has a brush that like pushes all the fibre down into it, it might be more easy to drum card. But it's a big faff to drum card it when you don't have one of those brushes, because you have to keep brushing it on yourself, and it's just easier just to do it by hand as you go, really. So yeah, I've got another about 200 grams. And then I think it's, you know, compacted down to this tiny, tiny ball, so I'll have to do some work of uncompacting it. But
not helped by the fact I think I sat on it yesterday.
oh yeah, it's, oh no, you didn't sit on this bit.
Oh, did I not?
You sat on the bit I was spinning.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it starts out really, really small, and then you have to like make it big so that you can spin it fine again. Well, I have to. So this is the stuff I spun yesterday, and it's still energized. And then the last stuff I spun about 2 years ago, and so it's lost all its energy, and it's just like laying there, and it's not. So hopefully if I get my button gear and spin the other bobbin up so that I can free these bobbins. I'm going to need some empty bobbins for next month's Spinning Guild. The lack of energy in the first bobbin will like be reinvigorated when I get it wet. So yeah, that is what I've been spinning, and then this is what I've spun for the workshop. It is, again, I made it on the drum carder. I dizzed off a roving.
Sounds like an insult. Will you just diz off?
This is, we learnt how to make like a blended gradient roving. So you can't really see because it's a solid bobbin, but there's like this blacky maroon coloured stuff, and then underneath it sort of radiates into a grey. We learnt how to do blending on the drum carder and dizzing stuff off the drum carder. And what else did we learn? How to make rollags from the drum carder. So yeah, it was a very good workshop. Especially as I'm now looking after the Guild drum carder, I get to take advantage of it at home.
You get to play.
Yeah. So that is the spinning.
Yeah. Right, should we talk about yarn related stuff we got for Christmas? We both got something from Game of Crafting.
Yes.
Again, which we did last year too, and I still haven't done anything with my one from last year.
Me either.
So I had this beautiful, bright, sparkle skein. This is Martinis, and it's 75% merino, 20% nylon, and 5% sparkle. And all percent bright.
Yes.
It will be socks.
Do not
and
adjust your
I happen to
TV
have
or your computer.
Die Shack Mini, which matches effectively. So I think that's going to be socks with heels. Bright socks with heels.
Yeah.
I might put like a cable on them or something. Bright cabled socks of sparkle and crazy. So yeah, that was mine.
Yeah.
Diddly-dee-dee.
This is mine. It's kind of the same colours but also grey. It's called Pottersville, and it's also sock. It's 65% merino, 20% yak, which I've never had in a sock yarn before, and 15% nylon. So this is going to be interesting. It's very soft, I assume, because of the merino and the yak. And yeah, I'm gonna hopefully knit this soon into toe-up socks with the magic loop, because I saw this thing online about a different way to do heels. Toe up, so I'm going to try that.
Fabulous. I had some stitch markers from Roz from Crafty Cat, who is the same person who did the yarn that Roz is knitting her socks out of that I got for her. It's because she's a local dyer. Also, she's going to be doing a workshop at our local yarn shop soon, so I'm excited about that. I forgot I bought you that. So these are the stitch markers. They just come in a little bag, and they are Christmas stitch markers. I've got, I think most of them are on my Christmas socks, but that's a sleigh. You can see that's a little sleigh. And then I've got on my Christmas socks.
Oh, you found the Christmas socks.
Oh yeah, I just didn't show that.
Oh, okay.
There's a snowflake on that side.
You now get to see the Christmas
These are the
socks.
Christmas socks from like 2 years ago. And a Christmas tree. So yeah, some Christmassy stitch markers, which will go on my Christmas socks. Will be used from my many Christmas socks. And as I say, I've still got my Christmas sock set from last year from Game of Crafting. So maybe that'll even get knit this year, and I'll have even more Christmas socks. Miracles may happen.
You're going to have to do some kind of like Christmas in July sock knitting yourself.
Probably.
For that to happen.
Probably.
Also, what I got from the local yarn shop is a weaving set. It is like the frame for a tapestry loom, but it's designed, it's got these extra holes at the bottom for you to make like a wall hanging from it. So I'm going to have to do some kind of pretty weaving to like be worthy of the wall.
Yeah.
You could hang like tassels from here, and then these big holes up here are the like string to hang it from. And these are the tools that this is like the poking down thing.
Roz is a weaver, as you can tell.
I did like maybe this much. Or maybe actually about this size, but on a much bigger tapestry loom weaving once. So yeah, this is like what you pack down the strands with, and this is what the giant needles to weave through the things. So I don't know what I'm going to weave on here yet, but something, maybe like something that looks a bit like, I was going to say a landscape, but this is portrait, so I don't know.
You could use some like end bits of hand spun and stuff that you've got left over and make like a stripy thing. I think it'd be a nice use for hand spun, I reckon, to show it off.
Yeah.
When you've got little bits and pieces left from doing like socks or whatever.
So like, these are things that I have made.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I've made them into another thing.
Exactly. Then you can hang it on the wall and be like, look, not only have I weaved it, but I made the yarn it's weaved out of. Yes, I am amazing.
Yes.
Thank you for noticing. Yeah.
And then my last Christmas present was this big book.
So pretty.
Well, last crafty Christmassy present is this Yarn Texture by
Julia Marino.
Very appropriately named, not spelt the same way, but yeah, her name is Marino. It's a book all about how to make beautiful yarns.
Shall I do a whole thing? Shall I do a whole
It's a very beautiful book.
Yes.
Emily likes this photo so much it's now her lock screen.
Yeah.
On her
It's
phone.
a nice picture.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to inspire me to spin. Hasn't worked so far, but you know, we're working on it. Like, there's another nice picture.
Yeah. It's full of lots of nice pictures, and also, well, I haven't read much of it yet, but I've read a bit of it. Like,
and patterns.
Oh yeah, it's got patterns for your handspun, and like patterns for like that's rainbow non-standard handspun, like handspun that's not like normal yarn that you buy. There's the one. There's something where you knit it out of like spirally, corkscrewy,
and it's also got
yarn.
Different examples of fabrics depending on how you've like treated them after they've been spun. So like waxed ones and ones that have been soaked and ones that have been steamed, and you can see the different ways they come out and the different ways they've been
yeah. Because when I finish a handspun, I soak it in water and then squeeze the water out and hang it to dry, like always.
Yeah. You used to whack it because you used to do it on the wall at the back of your house.
Some of them I whack, like a woolen spun.
Yeah.
A really woolen spun, I whack. I'm not entirely sure why, because I think you're supposed to.
Because it's fun, let's face it, that's why. Because you get to whip a whole load of wool at the wall and it goes and it makes you feel quite powerful.
Yeah. I mean, if I was just doing it for the fun of it, I'd do it with all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I will read the book and I will learn about the stuff and the things.
Oh, look. There are some gorgeous pictures in there, hey, you know, don't you?
And then the very last thing was like a Christmas present to myself. Because I went to Spinning Guild and Emily didn't go to Spinning Guild, so she wasn't there to stop me buying stuff. This is hand-dyed fibre from the lady who did the workshop at Spinning Guild. She's called Rachel, but she's also Cat and Sparrow. And this is a mix of merino and tencel, which is like a bamboo or a viscose or something. I think it's like one of those fibres that is made from a plant, but
Definitely my hair.
Yeah, in a industrial process. And it's called Magnolia. It's mostly this cream, but it also has like bits of pink and purple.
Purple?
Purple.
Oh my goodness, it's very nice.
Yeah.
It's very pastel-y.
Yes. Well, I was looking at like some other ones that were like more my colours.
Yeah.
And then I thought I should buy something that I wouldn't like.
Ordinarily.
Yeah.
I was looking at that going, that's a little bit pinky for you.
Yeah.
It's not your usual choice
I
of colour.
know. I'm being so brave. I probably will end up making something for somebody else out of the finished yarn. But that's good too.
Very nice.
Oh, I knit something else. I forgot. Like we can put a photo in now.
Okay.
It was a cowl for my Auntie Joan.
Oh yeah.
It's out of a purple old maiden aunt yarn, which was merino and a little bit of bamboo.
I love the fact that that's the yarn.
It's because she's a lesbian who knits. Like that's obviously what you would name your yarn company.
Not her auntie. The person who made the yarn is a lesbian who knits, not the auntie.
Yeah, my auntie's not a lesbian. She probably knows how to knit. But
yeah, I imagine so.
She's more of a needle worker, like embroidery and sewing and stuff. It's the willow cowl, and yeah, I knit it and sent it to her for Christmas.
Yeah, you took a picture of it.
Yes.
Well done.
And she said she likes it, so
good.
You know. Oh, and this is also a Christmas present from Emily, which is like wool related. You know that
yes, it was locally made
of wool
from a little craft shop in the town that I live in, and it's a little brooch, purpley brooch, which I thought was very appropriate.
Yes, those are my colours.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Ooh. Is that it?
I think so.
Excellent. We're also starting up a knitting group. Well, I am with our local yarn shop, and it's going to be on the last Thursday of every month in the evening for people who work, because a lot of knitting groups take place during the day. So if you have a job, you can't go to them because you know you're at your job.
Yes.
I wanted to start up a group that met in the evening so people who have jobs can go to it in the evening. And we're going to start this month, so I'm quite excited. And yeah, so if you're someone who happens to live in the area of where I live, then go for it.
What did the yarn shop lady say it was going to be? It was like a knitting group of people who
With
say...
more swearing and drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, you tend to get a lot of nice old ladies at your afternoon tea group, which is fine.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Nice
sometimes you need
nice.
a little bit more...
swearing.
young uns like me. So that's cool. I'm excited for that. And like one evening a month I can do, and it's literally across the road.
Yes.
I will probably one week I'll be like, I'm going in my pajamas. I don't care. So it'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
If I give you a really hefty shove out the front door, you'd probably just roll there.
Probably.
Because it's slightly down the hill.
So yeah, that's how it is. That's what's going on, really. Oh look, I've bent a needle.
Oh dear.
That's what happens when you have 2mm needles. They get bent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, really.
Yeah. We hope to podcast again in February.
Yeah.
But we hope to do that last time we podcasted. And it took us 3 months. And it took me over 2 months to edit it.
Yeah.
Thing, so.
Well, there was Christmas, and you know, winter is not a great time of year for me because of my health conditions, and I'm just exhausted constantly between about November and March. So we take the time when we can, which is it's a Sunday afternoon currently, so it's all right. Yeah, but thank you very much for watching.
Yes, and we hope to see you again soon.
Yes, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Bye.